So, hi everybody. My name is Christoph and I'm waving. I'm also glad you've group release. Not waiting all the time, but sometimes not. So, in this moment, could you just simply allow yourself to get settled and be fully present here now? And then notice that there's nothing to do about that. And if the mind is trying to help with that, could you just simply welcome that? Allow it to be here. And then notice too, any wanting to do anything with or about this, any wanting to change it, fix it, or get rid of it or release it. Any wanting to hold it close or away. And then could you allow that to release? Could you let it go as best you can? And if there is identity remaining or appearing with that, could you allow that to release as well? Could you let it go as best you can? Then could you notice that which is actually here now? That which doesn't need to do in order to be, yet allows for all doing to happen. And then notice again if your mind is trying to wave to you, trying to say you something from day or from your life. And whatever that is, could you allow that to be here, to be seen, heard, and felt right now? And if there's any wanting to do anything with or about this or against this, could you notice it or welcome it? And could you welcome to any sense of identity with that? Any sense that's personal about you or who you are? any sense that provides meaning about you or it or them. And then could you allow that to release? Could you let it go as best you can? Could you set it free as best you can? And then could you notice that which doesn't need to do in order to be? It allows for all doing. And then one more time. Could you allow your mind to bring up whatever it wants to bring up right now? Whatever thought or memory or feeling. And it doesn't have to be really big or just a sense of something. And could you notice any wanting to fix it or change it or get rid of it or release it? Even any wanting to explore it or to understand it? As well as any sense of identity with any of that. That it belongs to a you or a me or a them. And then could you allow that energy to release, that memory, that thought or feeling to let go, to set free as best you can? And then could you notice or allow for that which doesn't need anything to do or think in order to be, yet allows for all of that. And let's do that process one more or one last time and check to see if there's anything coming to mind from your day, from your life that needs to be released, that appears to be an issue. And whatever that is, could you allow that to be here? Could you notice it? Could you welcome it? Could you allow yourself to be in touch with it just for now? Since you are aware of it, it's already half the way of letting go. Since the thought or feeling is already released to be seen. Why not letting it go? And could you notice any wanting to do anything with or about this, or any underlying wanting for control, approval, security, separation, oneness, as well as any sense of identity with that? My issue, my thought or feeling, that anybody or anything has caused it. And then could you allow that memory, feeling, or issue to release, to dissolve? Allow yourself to be free of it just for now and as best you can. And then could you allow yourself to be in touch with or allow for that which doesn't need any thought or issue in order to be, that which doesn't need to release in order to be, or to do anything, as best you can. And then could you allow yourself to rest in or as that? And if there's anything inside of you resisting that, could you just simply notice it? Could you allow that to be here? And if there's any wanting to get rid of it or to become that which doesn't need to have, be, or do anything, could you allow that to release? Could you set it free as best you can? And then could you allow yourself to just be fully here and now? And again, if there's any remaining resistance to being fully here and now, could you allow that to be here? Could you be could you allow it to be as it is, as best you can? If there's any wanting with that or any identity with that, could you allow that to be released as well, to dissolve here and now? then could you allow yourself to be that which doesn't need to have, be, or do in order to be? Okay, I open the floor to questions, sharing, and assistance. If there's anything you want to share, any gains or any releasing related stories, or if you have a request for assistance in releasing, or any questions for releasing in general in the Sedona method, let me know. Go on.
Okay. Could you do a group release? My stepfather has passed away some days ago, about passing away, family, and death.
Okay. Yes, can do that. We all experience that from time to time, that our loved ones pass. And often that happens in a moment of time, which we don't expect that to happen. So could you just allow yourself, whatever that brings up for you, if you think about your losses of the past, your lost loved ones or your passed away family members, and then could you allow yourself to notice how that feels right now? There could be sadness, there could be guilt feelings, the guilt of the surviving or the survivor. Or maybe there's something buffering you that you wanted to tell to them and you couldn't tell it to them because of the death that happened. Whatever that is for you, could you allow yourself to be in touch with that? And if there's any wanting, as well as any underlying wanting for security, approval, separation, oneness, or control, could you let that wanting go? Could you set it free as best you can? And then notice too if there's any desire to express any grief or sadness or any other emotion related to that death or that loss of that past loved one. And is that coming from wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness? And whatever that wanting is, or that color of wanting, there may be more than one. Could you allow yourself to let it go, to set it free as best you can? Could you include all identity into that and just let go? Would you, if you could? When? And if there's any sense of loss, there is also a sense of attraction and aversion. So let's see what attraction there is. Could you allow yourself to feel as attracted to the beloved past ones as much as you do, or to the loss? And then could you allow yourself to feel as repulsed or separate from them as much as you do? And again, could you allow yourself to feel as attracted to them as much as you do or did? And then could you allow yourself to feel as rejected by them or repulsed as much as you do? And could you allow yourself to feel as much attraction to the loss as you do? And could you allow yourself to feel as rejected by that, or even by death, as much as you do? And then could you allow yourself to feel as attracted to that as much as you do? Even to the death? Since the mind is meditating on it for a while, there must be attraction as well. And then could you allow yourself to feel as rejected by death or passing away as much as you do? And could you allow yourself to feel as attracted to the issue of death or passing us away as much as you do? And then could you allow yourself to feel as rejected by death or the loss as much as you do? And let's switch a little bit. Could you allow yourself to feel as unhappy as you do or sad as you do? And then could you allow yourself to be as happy as you are? And could you allow yourself to notice if your mind is saying, no, I can't be happy because of the death, because of the loss, because of the passing away? And then could you just allow yourself to be a little bit more open to the possibility that you can experience happiness even while loved ones are lost or past? That after the tears, there must be laughter again. And again, could you allow yourself to appear as unhappy as you do? And then notice too, if there is any rejection in that, if the mind is saying, no, that's not allowed somehow, or I shouldn't present myself to others in that state of mind. And then could you let that go and notice that you have an unlimited happiness and unhappiness account? And then could you allow yourself to appear as happy as you can? And maybe you can see something that you find happy in that situation, or that makes you happy, that you find maybe funny or joyous. Maybe there's some perfection with the death of the beloved ones. Maybe some suffering ended for them, or for the family members who had to take care for them. Maybe it was prevented for them to have to move into a senior's home or to stay longer there, which most of us don't prefer. So maybe there's a little bit perfection, something you can like or be happy about. And then could you allow yourself to appear or feel as unhappy as much as you do? And give yourself full permission to have, be, do, or experience that. Could you allow yourself to have all the time in the world for your grief or your sadness? And as much time as you need for the process, for your process. And then could you allow yourself to be as happy as you can? For them, for yourself, for your family, for nothing or no one. And then could you allow yourself to appear as unhappy as much as you do? And then could you allow yourself to be as happy as you are? My last funeral of my dad, I was quite happy after um, after this event. When we were sitting together after the cemetery, I was laughing a lot. I was crying before, and then I was laughing a lot. We were quite happy, sitting together with family members, having fun. Could you be open to such a possibility as well? Just a little bit. And again, if there's any sense of unhappiness about death, about passing away, about losses of yourself? Could you allow yourself to feel as unhappy as much as you do? There's nothing wrong with that. Seems to be part of our experience here. And then could you allow yourself to appear or be as happy as you can? With or without the memory of the loss? Okay. Johan, how do you feel now?
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else? Any requests for assistance? Any sharing gains? Maybe you're already feeling lighter. That's a gain.
That was amazing.
Lisa has something. You can speak up, Lisa, if you want.
My reception is low. I don't know if you
It's a
can
bit
hear
far
me,
away. Say it
but
again.
yeah, that was amazing.
Okay. You're welcome. How do you feel now, Lisa? Are you okay, or is there something left?
I think there's a little left.
Okay. And how would you describe this? Or is it coming from any wanting? Or is it okay as it is? So I don't hear anything, but that's fine. Maybe she has difficulty with her connection. She's appearing and disappearing from time to time. Let's do a group release of what's between you and happiness. So in this moment, could you allow yourself to check to see if there's anything that comes to mind that's between you and happiness? And whatever that is, could that allowed to be here? Could that be allowed to be here? And if there's any wanting to do anything with or about this, could that be allowed to be here as well? And if there's any identity with that, could that be noticed or allowed to be here as well? And then could that whole energy or memory just be released. Could the belief of that's between you and happiness be released? As best there is or it can be released. And then could the happiness that you are be noticed here and now? Become aware of itself here and now? And again, if there is, could you allow for anything to be seen that's between you and happiness? Any thought or feeling, any memory, any pattern? And whatever that is, could that be allowed to be here? Could that be noticed? And if there's any wanting to do anything with or about or against this, could that be noticed as well? Could that be allowed to be here? And then could there be noticed any sense of identity with that? Could that sense of identity be allowed to be here? And then could that whole memory allowed to be as it was? And could you let it go as best you can? Could it be set free? Could it be dissolved? Could it be just washed away? And then could the happiness be noticed that's here now? And let's do that one more time. If there's anything between you and happiness, could you become aware of it? Notice it. Could that be allowed to be here? There's any wanting to fix it, change it, understand it, hold on to it, get rid of it. And any sense of identity with any of that. Could that be allowed to be here as well? Could it be noticed? And then could that whole belief be set free? Could you let go wanting to believe that again? As best you can. And then could you, or happiness, be aware of itself? Could you notice the happiness that you are as best you can? Dig a little bit deeper. Check to see if there's anything remaining inside of you that's between you and happiness. And whatever that is for you, could that be allowed to be here? Could that be noticed? And if there's any wanting to do anything with or about this, could that be allowed to be here? Could that be noticed? Could there also be noticed any sense of identity with that? That sense that being personal be allowed to be here. And could that belief be released, be set free? And then could the wanting to believe it again be set free, be released? And then could happiness just be aware of itself? Could there also be a noticing that you don't need any kind of permission to be happy or to be the happiness that you are? And then could you just be that what you are? That which the word happiness is pointing to? And if there's any remaining yes, but, could that be noticed as well? And then could you allow yourself to be the happiness that you are as best you can? Okay. Johann, das scheint eine gute Möglichkeit zu sein, aufzuhören für heute.
Ja,
Ähm,
herzlichen Dank. Beautiful.
Is there anything remaining? Any insight, any gain that you want to share right now? No, you just be. Okay, I do the same. I just be, or I am. Okay. Thank you. Dankeschön.
Dankeschön. Beautiful.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.